Good morning, Alexis Love Beauties and Flawless Man. Reading from our daily bread in Matthew chapter 7, verses 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Lord, my father was a spiritual man, not always because of what he said, but because of his actions. Everything he did, whether he was making bookshelves or helping us with our math, he did with love and mindfulness. Dad's life of quiet service. He never called attention to caring things he did was such a direct application of Christ's teachings. My father died years ago and I miss him every day. God, please help me to carry on what my dad personified. Help me to remember that saying words of glory and praise is not the same as doing your will. That's all I can say is Going back up to the reading, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he that doth the will of my Father which is in heaven. The Lord has said that there's a lot of people that he don't even know. There's a lot of people that saying they're doing the work of God. He never even purposed them to do that. Your purpose is not something that you just go and look for. When you just go and look for things, that's how we get caught in a strong delusion and end up like the children of Israel, and we're just walking around lost for decades. If you just one day wake up and be like, I want to go to school, and you're not meant to go to school, then that's why we end up going to school, getting degrees, and we never work in that field, or we don't like it at the end of the road because it's not what we're supposed to do. Our purpose, the calling on our life, is something that our spirit is doing in heaven already. So this is not something new. It's something that we have to come back to. You only get your purpose from God. Yes, he will send signs and wonders and confirmations through people, places, and things, but you're going to get your purpose from God. He's the only one that can tell you who you are and begin to create you to be that person. And he said, just because you say, Lord, Lord, and you're living a good life and you're wealthy and you're successful and you're a good person, you take care of your family. He told us in Revelation, he would say, flee from him. He never knew you. And with that, he gave us a numerous of reasons why he would say that, because yes, you have done good charity and he's seen your good works, but you suffer the spirit of Jezebel. The spirit of Jezebel is just not a whore spirit. The spirit of Jezebel is a disobedient spirit. So if the Lord asks you to do something and you do not, if you never ask the Lord why you're here, what is my purpose, and you just go on in this life doing what you're doing, that is operating in the spirit of Jezebel, and the Lord said you will not enter in. He said that he that does the will of my Father, which is in heaven, is the only person that he knows is the only person that will enter into heaven. We have to ask God, what are we here for? We can't make this up. The person in our testimony is saying that they had a great father. Their father was a spiritual man, but it wasn't what he always did, or it wasn't always what he said, but it was because of what he did that made him a great and spiritual man. Faith without works is dead. So it's one thing to learn, it's one thing to talk, it's one thing to think about, but when we actually do the will of our Father, we have to do these things, then that is when we become a part of our spiritual family, which we should be. And Jesus said that in Matthew when people was coming up there like, Jesus, your family over there. He's like, who is my family? My family are those that does the will of my Father. So we might be going through some real rough things in our real family, our blood family, but our real family are those that are doing the will of our Father, people that is in their purpose and are doing what the Lord asked them to do. That is our family. And I know it's easier said than lived, but there's some people in our real families that we have to distance from because they're not doing what God asked them to do. And when you're not doing what God asked you to do, you're doing what the enemy asked you to do. Learning from this person's testimony, actions speak louder than words, and that is what the Lord is looking forward to. He's looking forward to us having faith, but also doing that work, believing in Him, trusting in Him, and leaning not to our own understanding for the things that He asks us to do. The desires of your heart, they do matter, but ask the Lord, seek the Lord on what you're here to do, and then He will align those desires with the purpose for your life, and you will still get to enjoy the things that you want to enjoy. When you get time, I encourage you to read Matthew chapter 7, verses 21. God bless you and have a great day.